HollyShorts Film Festival, and I'm here with Jack again, which is very
Howdy.
exciting.
I made it back. I was not allowed to do the intro this time because I messed it up last time, but I'm here still. So
That's not why. I just wanted the attention.
Thank you. Beautiful. Well, it's not just us. We are here with three members of the very, very incredible movie. We have Rishi Raj, the director and writer.
That's correct.
We have Nuk Suwanchote, the lead actor, and then Kevin Leung, the supporting actor. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
Hi, welcome. Your film is called The Deal, correct?
That's correct. Yep.
Will you tell us a little bit about it?
Sure. I'll tell you about the deal. So it's a comedy movie about a two-man duo who are just trying to buy cocaine. They're just like businessmen.
Just trying to buy cocaine.
They just want a simple fix, right? But then they run into Duke, who is probably the most eccentric and incompetent cocaine dealer on the planet. And so he kind of puts them through, jumping through a bunch of hoops, just trying to get the cocaine over multiple different weeks. So the film is all about them dealing with all the antics that this man puts them through.
Multiple weeks to get a little bit of...
Yes,
Exactly.
There's like nose candy.
We all hate when that happens.
Sounds like you should find a new dealer at that point. That is not a good deal.
I love the specific verbiage that's in the logline that I wrote down because it struck me so much. I love it. Is the ever-escalating absurdities, which to me is just about one of the most amazing platforms for any good time.
Thank you.
So can you walk us through what, as the writer and the director, you did to facilitate those ever-escalating absurdities?
Right. So kind of the original inspiration for the movie was all of us are friends, and we do all kinds of filmmaking competitions together. Like, for example, we do the 48-hour film competition. We also do 72-hour competitions. And this was born off of, in September last year, we were doing the 72-hour film competition with each other. And the idea we had was we wanted to do like a serious movie about like two brothers trying to get out of the drug trade and cocaine and all that. But as usual, since we're all friends, we're just joking around, making fun of the script and all that. And we love, throwing in a lot of like innuendos and jokes like that. And eventually I'm just like, some of this stuff's good. So I want to put it into a script. So that's kind of what inspired me to spend a few weeks, put it all into one big film. And we all thought, hey, let's go make a movie together one weekend.
Awesome. We love it.
One weekend.
That's right.
One
Yes.
weekend.
That's amazing. So you already, sounds like, had a really tight bond, spirit of collaboration. Are there any lines as talent that you feel nervous about crossing when it comes to decision making when you're making a film together?
So for me, like Nuk's also a director who I work with many times. This was my first project working with Rishi, and then we've done another one since. But since we're all friends, like you were saying, like there is a looseness to it on set where like you're not afraid to make big choices. And then the style though between Rishi and Nuk is Rishi's pretty specific, and he'll literally be like, say this line like this, and Nuk is like a little bit bigger or a little too much. And so on either set, though, I feel free to kind of just like take it in my own direction, and then if they have a note, then I'll go there. Yeah.
Right. That's great. You said that you had to film this you had to make it into 4 seasons over a weekend, correct?
Yeah, kind of. So what happened is, like, since the film takes place over the course of like an entire month, it had to look like it took place over like 4 different days, and they kept coming back to meet each other, right?
Got it.
But because of like how scheduling worked out, like the first shoot day, we were only able to fit in 1 of the 4 days, and the second day we had to fit in 3 of the days. And like this is during winter where we had limited sunlight and it's constantly changing. But we were able to kind of stick with the schedule. They knew the script, we were riffing really fast, so we were moving right through it. And so we just ended up filming at 3 different parts of the day. And it looked really convincing. If you see the movie, like most people don't even realize that we shot most of it like in just like a day.
Yeah. Very cool.
Did you work with a decent sized crew, or was it quite small?
We always work with like pretty small because like we said, we're all friends, so it's like mostly friends on the crew too, right?
Yeah.
So probably it was like maybe 10 to 12 people at most for like for the entire cast and crew.
For everyone.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So number of you had to do a number of different things, right?
A lot of hats.
You have to share a lot of responsibilities.
Yeah.
Right, that's correct.
Usually we do that pretty often, but this man brilliantly runs his set a specific kind of way so people are able to do what they're specialized at and not too much more, but we're still able to help each other out.
Correct.
So credits to this guy.
Is that helping each other out something that's assigned, or do you just pick it up where you can?
Kind of just pick it up where you can, like pick up the slack and step up and take the initiative and do it. And it's like we all know each other's strengths, but and like when we see one person being overloaded by something, then someone else who can also do it can step in and just take it without being ordered to do it.
That's ideal, isn't it? When you work with people you know and you like spending time with, you become friends, and you can kind of tell when they need a little bit more.
Like this
you can just jump in.
Spoken kind of just like, oh, I need a little help, and then telepathically we know.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we're all close friends, so we're okay with that. But like Nuk said, like we wanted to try to have a little more division of labor than usual because, like we said, we always love working together and all that, right? But this time, this is the first time I had Nuk just lead act, because usually, like Kevin said, he's a director himself, right? But I'm like, hey, Nuk, you're talent this time. Stick with talent, just relax. I'm gonna ask some of the other boys to step up and kind of help man all the crew and all that, and he could just focus on his role. And I thought he did a phenomenal job, because he actually came to me and he said like, hey, I want to get more into acting and do a lot of directing. I'm like, I'll write a script for you. In fact, actually, all these guys, I've worked with them enough where like I didn't have them audition. I'm like, I know which character they can play, and they killed it.
That's what a dream, to be able to say,
the dream.
I want to do more acting,
we're
and
living the
someone's
dream.
like, you got it, I got it for you.
Don't say less.
Well, it's fitting because you're on the Cinematography for Actors podcast, which is pretty exclusively born of the want to bridge the gap between cast and crew, obviously specifically cinematographers and actors, but it must be really cool as a director taking that step of deciding I want to do more acting and stepping out of the middle role that you guys are normally in and just doing the acting. Can you talk a little bit to us about how your previous directorial experience influenced the way you acted in this short?
You know, when I direct, I really appreciate it when actors listen to what I, explain to them how to play the role and kind of play within that. So I appreciate when they respect my direction. And I trust him as a director very, very much. And so I have that respect. If he's like, no, it's good, I'm like, good, I trust you, man, And so that's the beauty of it, is when I see other people trust me, I was like, I want to be able to do that, if not more, for my director. And that's what makes it so simple, because, when you're acting, you can really go any way about it. And it may or may not work, but you just don't know until afterwards. But if you trust your director, which I do, I'm like, he said it's good, we're good. Yeah.
Very cool.
So great. So what sort of discussions were you having? It is a small crew, and you are all friends. Do you feel like you were just naturally all on the same page about tone and the creative decisions that were going to happen, or were there discussions that you had to have to make sure people were understanding the story you were telling?
Right. No, so the good thing is, because we're all friends, I told them, hey, let's meet up beforehand and let's run through the script. And I'm glad I did, because there are definitely like kind of tone differences to how I wanted certain lines interpreted and how they wanted to perform it and all that. So, I mean, mostly I understand how these guys perform and I know their capabilities, but yeah, we still had to have kind of like rehearsals beforehand, being like, oh, this is the kind of tone that I wanted the character to kind of have in the lines and script. I don't know if you guys had a different feeling about that.
We don't always do that, but I think it only made the end product better. That he was like, hey, let's practice it, get it all done ahead of time, so when you're on set, it's just what we discussed, right? Instead of like on set being like, hey, let's do this, hey, how about that? Let's change it up. We know what we want, we just need to get there. So
I actually think the first day of shooting, we ran the scene, and maybe it was because it was early in the morning, but it was like pretty serious. It was like kind of dramatic, and Rishi was like, hey guys, it's a comedy, so let's bring it up. And we're like, you're right, it is a comedy. And then from then on, it was just like smooth sailing, and it was pretty easy from there. But in the beginning, because it could go either way, it's like a drug deal, it could be serious, or it could be batshit crazy. And I think it was because we were tired though, and we were like groggily. But then once he gave us the note to switch the tone, it was smooth sailing.
You knew exactly what to do. That's fantastic.
Right.
Thank you so much for joining us,
of course.
three
Thank
of
you
you.
for having us.
Did you screen already? When do you screen?
Tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. Yes.
Tomorrow, 2:30 p.m. If you're here at the festival, catch that. That sounds like a riot, honestly. If you're not here, you know what I'm going to say, bitpix.tv. You can stream it.
TV.
Yeah.
Love it. Yeah, don't miss it. You got to see the deal. I mean, what you were able to do, 20-minute runtime.
About 15-ish.
15
Yeah.
in one weekend. That's great stuff, guys. Really appreciate
really
you
great.
being here.
Well
you so
done.
much.
Thanks, everyone. See you
Thank
soon.
you.
Bye.
This has been another episode of the Cinematography for Actors podcast. Follow us on wherever you listen to your podcast to keep up to date on new episode releases. We will be live through August 20th here at HollyShorts Film Fest. If you're here, drop in and say a little hello at the VIP lounge. We also want to thank our sponsors, Apogee, Film Tools, Roscoe, Lightstone Rentals, Canon, and First Mile Tech. As a special gift to you listeners, we've partnered with We Make Movies to get you a discount on comprehensive production insurance packages. Use code CFA23 on your intake form for 10% off your quote by visiting wemakemovies.org/insurance.
If you missed any of our live streams, you can watch all of our interviews on our YouTube channel, Cinematography for Actors. And make sure you follow us on Instagram at Cinematography for Actors. You can also catch us in a more formal setting on Monday, August 14th at Japan House for a panel discussion on the importance of bridging the gap between talent and crew. You can get 20% off of your ticket purchase by using the code HSFF2023CFA at checkout.
Thanks!